Hi everyone, this is Who Flung Poo. Just wanted to finally get a video out there to introduce myself. First thing is that I am from Texas, not native born, but have lived here most of my life. Think very much, well, I won't say think like very much like a Texan, but do have a very much Texas attitude when it comes to, political leanings, certain freedoms that are appreciated, and just minus the racist past that this state has had. Fortunately, here we've advanced enough that racism, at least by my estimation and my experience, isn't as big of a thing as it was pre things like the Civil Rights Acts. So it's taken a while for the state to progress. There were still many conservatives, I included, but believe in the agency of and freedoms of the individual to not be hindered by their past, but with every ability as the next person to advance themselves and progress themselves in that way. To me, that is what, in fact, is progressive about what the conservative ideology is. Um, I have been meaning to get this video done. Like recently, I've added this YouTube channel. I do have various other YouTube accounts, but just decided to kind of get away from those. So because my personal information is a little bit more available on those other ones, whereas here I can maintain more anonymity here, and that is something that is very important to me. Because of my career field and what I do for a living. It's very it is very easy to exercise your freedom of speech on social media and then have it used against you to basically lose your position. I believe that there are certain limits that particular positions do or can place as far, or they can like limit your freedoms here. And I don't necessarily have a problem with that. And the reason why I don't have a problem with that is that when I was younger, I was once told that with the more responsibility you take on, the less rights you have. And that has kind of stuck with me. So I've understood, unlike a lot of other people, as an example, when President Clinton was being impeached over obstruction of justice and perjury, a lot of people who defended him believed that because, what he did in the privacy of the White House, or what he thought was to be the privacy of the White House, that it shouldn't be anybody's business. Well, the thing of it is that that is about the ultimate position that you can get in this country. And with that much responsibility, you don't have that kind of right to privacy, especially when that residence is paid for and maintained by taxpayer dollars. Instead of, we can get into a discussion here about where he should have been going to sexually gratify himself, but that's not the point. Well, anyway, the point of it is that speaking about myself personally, is that with the position I have in society as far as occupation goes, I have a lot of responsibility. Thus, some of my rights have to be restricted a little bit. How I'm able to get around the restriction, however, is to, put my opinion out there, because I do want my opinion out there, but to do it anonymously. And hopefully it stays that way. I still intend to take a certain degree of care of the things I say and how I present them. Now, what has drawn me to do this is because there are a lot of YouTubers that I do follow and do admire to a degree the things they say it, how they present themselves. A lot of these YouTubers I do follow include a lot of atheists who, in the realm of religion, stand opposed to my beliefs. And that's fine because I don't listen to these guys because of their stances on faith or religion. I listen to these guys because we do have some common ground in the means of political and social ideas, concerning things such as Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, regressives, alt-right. And we also agree on things like social justice, Black Lives Matter, so on and so forth. So I don't necessarily listen to them because of their views on religion, because, we can disagree on those. We're allowed to. I don't have to agree with them on their stances. But it's the common ground that you can find in people who don't share every single one of your beliefs that kind of makes basically makes the exchange worthwhile, in my opinion. So some of the YouTubers I do follow are the likes of Sargon of Akkad, Based Mama, Margaret McLennan. Might have said her last name wrong or incorrectly. Do you also like to follow Milo Yiannopoulos? Atheism is Unstoppable, and many, many, many others. Vernaculus and Chris Reagan are a couple other ones. I particularly like Chris Reagan. He's an awkward guy, but I like his awkwardness. He's a funny guy to listen to. Drink that bleach, man. Anyway, I am currently trying to find those who also share my faith, that also have commentary on political issues that go around. And that's an endeavor I'm just recently taking up, mostly because, I think it's a good idea to listen to people who do have a difference of opinion on certain things, but like-minded opinions. And then it's also okay to listen to people who do have the same opinions that you do, for the most part. I believe that just for the same reason that Christians tend to hang around with other Christians, it's because it's edifying. Christians have the opportunity to build one another up, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I believe that's the same reason why that a lot of atheists, communicate with each other or commune, period, because that edifies them. And it's good to be around people that are more like-minded than, say, I would be like-minded with the YouTuber atheists. But there are YouTuber atheists who I am in opposition with on many levels. You out there, Steve Shives? Crazy ass. But anyway, I just wanted to make an introduction of myself, and I don't suspect that I'll be getting a lot of views, a lot of subscribers, and that's okay, because that's not really the reason I'm here. If I get viewers and subscribers, that's cool. No big deal. I'm not looking to make this my living like some of the people I follow do, and there's nothing wrong with them doing that. If I was opposed to their making a living doing what they love doing, then I would not be listening to them or subscribing or liking their channels. But if I get that, that's fine. And maybe this will become something that's a little bit more of a passion, unless it's something I kind of do in passing. And with that being said, the other end of me, how often I'll post is just kind of really up in the air. I would like to get more posts done on YouTube, but with the workload I have going on with school about to start up soon, it may be a little bit harder for me to, put commentary on there. I hope to, at some point, though, if I am able, whenever I'm able to make commentary, I'll like to comment on some of the things that those who I do follow, I do have a difference of opinion on, and comment on those. So, I'll just have to wait and see how this goes. Feel free to leave any comments here. Let me know if you have any opinion on what I can do a little bit better. I know that these guys I follow have tremendous video editing skills. They have great mics, great video cameras. Not so much worried about the video camera because, again, I don't plan on showing my face here anytime soon. It's going to basically take somebody to hack my account. That's not an invitation, guys. Not an invitation to find out who I am. And, fortunately, I think in my case, Google search, reverse image search isn't as easy to do when trying to find somebody if they have their securities up high enough. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, hope you guys will stay in touch. You can follow me at Twitter at _whoflungpoo_. And you can subscribe to this channel. Like I said, don't know how often I'll be posting, but hopefully occasionally here and there I'll find some time to do something. The most important thing is that having something to say, which this video does not have a lot to say. Anyway, actually, I take it back. There is something I do want to say, something I want to touch on real quick, because I did notice this earlier this evening, after I'd done what I needed to do and could actually look at Twitter for a second, that Milo Yiannopoulos has been permanently suspended from Twitter, and it's really disappointing here. Now, I did see yesterday something about him saying something to Leslie Jones, and it just, and today he's just gone. Well, I did a little research on it, and apparently he was suspended because other people were tweeting at Leslie Jones, who was on Saturday Night Live in the new Ghostbusters 2016 movie. Gosh, I will never pay to see that. I may never even stand to watch it on TBS if it ever gets there. But anyway, point is that Twitter is basically holding Milo responsible for what his followers have done. That's even if any, which I'm sure there are, but if any of them are really our followers or his. Sorry. What's disappointing about this more than anything else is that, Twitter has yet again basically silenced speech on their forum. Now, I understand they're allowed to do that. It is their forum. They pay for the servers to be up. They put the money forward. They invest in all that. The problem with it is that when you start to silence people who are rather prolific on YouTube, you eventually are going to get people leaving your forum. Now, I'm probably not leaving Twitter anytime soon. It's just too much damn fun for me to see sometimes, especially with some of the crazy retweets I get. But the thing of it is that, and I feel the same way with Chuck Johnson, if anybody's familiar with him. He was permanently banned. Azalea Banks has been permanently banned for some of the things that she said that I believe had a lot to do with her tirade at Sarah Palin. I don't believe that any of those people should be permanently suspended. It's, I dislike the idea of Twitter becoming a safe space, because here's the thing. Leslie Jones basically cried out to Twitter to do something about it. Now, I don't know if Twitter went through and suspended the accounts of people who were throwing basically all kinds of racist memes and slurs to her. I haven't cared enough to look at that. I've just basically went through her feed and just saw what she was saying. And it was, the crying was strong with her. Complaining about people telling her, be better than that, block them, this, that, or another. And apparently it's an issue. Now, I've heard other people complain about the idea of, don't tell me to block, tell them to stop what they're doing. Okay. And it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Wow, even Keemstar's trying to get Nero freed. I don't think it's going to happen, really. I think he's done. He's done on Twitter. And I pray to God that he finds some other social media to get on that's similar to Twitter. I think it's, Google Plus. If he doesn't have an account there, he should totally get one. But, Leslie Jones was complaining about, people telling her to rise above it. Um, don't tell her to block, whatnot. I think the problem that I think really, I think the ignoring it would have been the better part of valor, to be honest with me, or with you. Sorry. Um, she, as much as she says that she shouldn't have to do that, which is basically what I was getting. It was really, oh wow, this just went louder all of a sudden. That's crazy. It's because my volumes jump on their own somehow. Why do you keep jumping back up? Stop that. Okay, I think I might have actually turned myself a little bit further down than I intended to. Anyway, so she's talking about, how she's being hurt. Let's see, stop letting ignorant people be the loud ones, y'all. I got more love than hate, but they louder. And the guys, if you hear me curse, sometimes it's accidental. Sometimes I just do it in the context of it because, personally for me, if words are being used in context, like, the N word or the F word or things like that, it's just because, I understand that people are listening to me, which is why I put the restriction on my channel. Those people are not children. Okay. My content is intended for people who are 18 or older. Parents, watch your kids. Okay, so anyway, stop it. Okay, so stop letting the ignorant people be the loud ones, y'all. I've got more love than hate, but they louder. Fuck that, be louder. Okay, yeah, but when you do this, you actually come off as the person who's actually losing out on this. Okay, here we go. Stop saying ignore them or that's just the way it is, because that's bullshit. Everybody knows an asshole check them for their hate. Responsibility for the hate they spew or sprue, as she typed it. We have to stand up for it, block MFs, but let them know they are racist and spruing hate. Okay, the first time it was okay. It's like, is there an actual definition for sprue? Yes, I am this curious. Yeah, such low-hanging fruit, but okay, sprue. Well, the free dictionary has that's a word for it. Okay, now thrush. I think a thrush is a bird. Pretty sure thrush is a bird. Sweet Jesus. Sorry, guys, if y'all could see me, I'm totally face palming right now. Conjunction of the words spunk and brew by the Urban Dictionary to describe a delicious hot beverage made from juice. Oh, jeez. Thank you, Urban Dictionary. Thank you, Urban Dictionary. That was great. Always leave it to Urban Dictionary. Sweet Lord. Okay, so I mean, basically, she's spelling sprue like it's spew. Okay, I'm sure most of us think she's trying to say spew, but she typed it twice. Okay, no grammar Nazi. No grammar Nazi. Not gonna grammar Nazi. Okay. Anyway, okay, I guess you gotta look backwards. Man, I really hate the way they do this stuff. Okay, so it's anyway. I'm gonna get off of this. I'm more human and real than you fucking think. I work my ass off. I'm not different than any of you who has a dream to do what they love. Okay, no big deal. But you know what? Ignore them. I mean, here's the thing. Should she have to ignore them? Not necessarily. But the fact of the matter is that there are some severe jerks on there. And, I understand it's kind of hard to stay on here because it's happened to me before on a different Twitter account that I had to shut down at some point. Man, my volume jumped up again. I had to delete the account because somebody decided to put me on some kind of list that was, I kept getting tweeted some sexually explicit stuff of a homosexual nature. Not that there's anything wrong with the homosexual nature, but the thing of it is that that's not my thing. I don't want that on my feed. Damn it, would you stop jumping up? Holy crap. Okay, but anyway, sorry, I had to delete the account. You know, it was getting overwhelming. And I'm sorry, Leslie Jones. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You have to step away from the Twitter. You should, but I mean, the reason why I say you have to do this, not that I agree that you should have to do this, the reason why you have to do it is because you are asking Twitter to impede somebody else's free speech, whether regardless of whether or not it's racist or non-racist or and still hateful. You know, you do not have a right to ask Twitter to create a safe space for you. And this is what I hate about the whole dang Twitter Safety Council thing, especially considering the people who are on it. It's not even balanced, for crying out loud. It is very, very stacked towards the regressive side of everything. Okay, so you know, I feel bad for her. She left Twitter in tears. It's sorry to hear, but you know, at the same time, you didn't have to leave that way. You could have quit at any time, but you kept on. And for the only reason, as you put it earlier, was to expose what you were getting. You know, it's almost as if you were asking for it. Again, you know, I hate to, you know, blame the victim here, but you know, this is not a case of rape. This is something you could have walked away from, but instead you egged people on. You may not think that that's she. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to stop thinking of speaking directly to her as if she's ever going to listen to this. I need to act like she's not in the room. But you know, you stop jumping up. But you know, you oh, damn it, I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. I'm watching my stupid volume level and it keeps jumping on me. This is probably why I need to buy great stuff. I don't know. Maybe it'll stay if I shut that down. You had a chance to leave this, but you allowed yourself to be the victim in all this. And then you egged them on. So by giving them the attention that they didn't deserve, she basically let these people just have a platform on her thread by continuing to feed the trolls. And then, of course, Jack, I can't even remember the character's name. It's like I have to get back on Twitter just to see who the heck this cat is. The Twitter owner. Aren't they public now? Can't other people buy or buy shares in them? Jeez. All right. Well, anyway, at Jack, the owner of Twitter, he basically complied to Leslie Jones, made sure she had a safe space, and got Milo off of there, even though Milo is not the person who was doing this to Leslie Jones. Okay. Geez, you know, the fact that he would ban Milo because of the actions of other people, you know, I don't believe for a second that Milo put it on his Twitter feed, because I didn't see it, but that wouldn't necessarily mean he didn't do it. But I don't believe for a second that he actually told people who follow him to go out and do this. Because you know what? There are people, these people have agency over themselves. They are adults. They can act childishly, but as adults, they make those decisions. If you feel that way about it, Jack, you need to ban them. You need to suspend their accounts. And I know you do it. I've seen you ban accounts for less than what happened to Leslie. You know? And sometimes you let the ones who probably should be banned by your standards continue on. But no, you don't. Anyway, I think this is a very sad day when social media has to do this. And, you know, and I understand that Facebook does this too, but, you know, because I follow Milo on Facebook, I'm sorry, on Twitter, this is the social media forum that is deserving of my ire today. Anyway, well, folks, I think I'm going to stop it right there and call it good. If you happen to come across this video and want to give me a follow, please do. Again, I'm not begging for that. You know, I'm okay with the one subscriber I do have being myself. So, but you know, if you liked what you saw, please give it a like. I don't mind asking for that, and feel free to subscribe. And you know, like I said, we'll see where this goes. Um, and hopefully, I'll have some newer content up on here at some point, sooner rather than later, and we'll have something a little bit more meaningful to talk about. Because you know, right now, what I've just now talked about is not it's not the most well thought out string of sentences I've ever put out in my life. It certainly isn't the worst. But anyway, thanks for coming in. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's see. It says I have one viewer, which is probably me. Come back and see. And as of tonight, the judgment is that Twitter has flung the poo. Thanks, Twitter. Appreciate it. Gosh, wonder how long a lot of the other ones that I follow will be able to stay on here. Y'all have a great one. Thank you.